Good morning. We're here. You know? We are indeed here. Let me give me a sip real quick. Ooh. Yeah. Oh man, good morning. Feels good to do this. This is my attempt at just taking myself serious for once. Actually locking in, doing the thing I've been trying to do, which is essentially just get on here and talk my shit. Let me take this off where that pisses me off. Alright. Anyway, I've been attempting to do this for a while now, and I put out a couple videos. I tried the whole Instagram reels, get on there and talk my shit for 30 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes or whatever, you know, just something quick, trying to find my lane in this whole content driven society, you know, try to incorporate the fashion and the art and the creativity with the philosophy and, you know, kind of talking and making observations about the world and just being all around myself, trying to find ways to incorporate all sides of me and put it on the internet in a creative way. And the problem with that is, well, first things first, I don't like to say procrastinator. I'm a chronic studier. I will study something for 4 or 5 years before taking action if you let me. So I think this is my attempt at being like, fuck it, like let's just at least get it rolling. Let's at least just start and see where it goes from here. So yeah, I really just want to kind of come on here, and I don't even have too much to say. It's just a stream of consciousness at this point. I'm out here in nature at one of my favorite parks that is most local to me. But yeah, I've been out here for probably about 30 minutes now, just kind of relaxing, meditating. You know, I spent the last 5 to 10 minutes kind of setting up a little bit, finding a nice place where I could kind of come and record and just gathering my thoughts and trying to figure out what I'm going to say, because I can't just turn the camera on and have nothing to say. I think recently I've been working 2 jobs, 7 days a week. And the whole point of working was to, one, obviously get some money, make money. You know, these days one job really isn't that sustainable, especially I work retail, so one retail job isn't that sustainable. It doesn't really get you much. So been working 2 jobs, 7 days a week, and I guess the second thing I wanted to do was be in 2 places essentially at once, where I can kind of network and meet other creatives or meet, you know, other consumers of, you know, creative industries, and just try and find my market of people that I can work with, and market of people that I can kind of, you know, sell these ideas and sell my art to, or my artistic services, whatever. But I've been doing that for about 7-8 months at this point, basically since the beginning of the year, and it has done nothing but drain me, honestly. I feel drained. I feel like I have no time for myself. And the past 3 or 4 weeks, I kind of been taking days off here and there, I just came back from a vacation, and I just realized that like it's all kind of pointless. Like it's definitely not doing what I thought it was gonna do. And I think the conclusion that I came to was I essentially just got to put myself out there. I essentially just got to do what I actually want to do, and that'll be my leverage. That'll be my way to network and find the right people. That'll be my way to make the money that I want to make. I've been trying to avoid doing this, and I'm like, okay, well, if I work these jobs and I get this amount of money saved and I meet this amount of people and I get my social media to look like this and have these numbers and these views and stuff, then maybe I can actually start taking myself seriously and actually start posting content. But it's like, no, you got to post the content. You really do just got to do the thing that your spirit is telling you to do, which is point number 2. It's really, really important, and I've had the luxury of doing this on the vacation and on my days off. It's really important to sometimes sit around and do nothing and to just sit with yourself. You got to be bored. You got to just empty your mind and listen to your spirit. Your spirit is going to guide you in the right direction. And as much as I say that, as much as I preach that, as much as I tell others that, I haven't been taking my own advice. And I've been realizing the very thing that I know I should be doing is the thing I should be doing. Whereas I would know what I have to do, and I thought that there were other steps in between the thing I need to do and where I am. When in reality, you just got to do the thing that you know you need to do, and it won't steer you in the wrong direction. So this is essentially my attempt at doing that. And this right here is actually very healing for me. This is a healing process right now. This is me taking myself seriously. This is me just listening to myself and saying, hey, I trust you. So I'm gonna do it. I trust myself. I trust God. I trust the universe. I trust my spirit to guide me, lead me in the right direction. It may not get me the results that I want ASAP, but once we figure it out, once we get on a roll, everything will kind of just fall into place. I'm assuming, that tends to be how it goes. Once you kind of just do it, it'll fall into place. It's going to be a little rough now. It's definitely going to be a little rough. This is definitely a journey, but it's like that with everything else. I mean, any job that you start, it starts off pretty rough. You kind of don't know anything, whether you're fresh out of school or you don't go to school, but you're fresh into an entry-level job and you kind of just thrust yourself into it. Or if you're a freelancer, you're fresh into photography, graphic design, or, clothing design, whatever it is. It's rough as hell at first, man. Those edges just don't look right. Those designs don't look the way they're supposed to look in your head. There's so much creativity up here, and in reality, in the ether, it just doesn't look right. It doesn't feel the same. And so I've learned as a creative, you really got to get over that. You got to get over that. You got to throw out the bullshit, throw out the trash, and just get over that hump to where you can actually start creating the things that you want to create. And it's never going to line up, because the better you get at actually creating something, the more expansive your imagination gets. So when you're at level 5 of creativity, your imagination is at level 25. Once you get to level 20 of creation, your imagination is at level 60. So it's like, whatever you develop the skills to do, your imagination is always, 10 steps ahead. So sometimes when you have a level 10 imagination, you just gotta have level 1 creativity, and you gotta work your way to level 2, and so on and so on. You know what I'm saying? There's always gonna be a gap between what you can do and what you want to do. And that's never an excuse to not do the thing that you want to do. So you just got to start. You just got to do it, and you got to be consistent. And that's the hardest part, especially when you have to work, especially when the thing that you want to do doesn't make you money. So you have to go make money. And especially when you're in a circumstance where, luckily I'm not in the circumstance, I've put myself in the circumstance. I don't have to be, like, I don't have to work 7 days a week. I've chosen to work 7 days a week. But if you have to be in a circumstance where you have to work 7 days a week to live or to eat or just to survive, then it's a little different. But it's hard when you have to work, 4, 5, 6, 7 days a week, and you just don't have the time to, create. You don't have the space to create. You're exhausted. You're drained. Your mental health is all over the place. Simply because it's just not easy to survive out here these days. And so, it just becomes very hard, very difficult to really get in the mud and get out the mud. It's hard to go in there and be like, I know I don't really have the skills to bring this thing to life, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it, even though I've worked from sun up to sundown. But after work, I'm gonna go do it, or before work, I'm gonna go do it, or on my one day off, you got 24 hours. You want to sleep for most of it because you're tired, and you want to go to the gym, or you got to go to the dentist or to the doctor, or you got to go and get your oil changed, or it's little things that you have to do on those day offs, those little responsibilities. You got to do laundry, you got to clean the house. It's hard to kind of fit time for yourself, time for your creative endeavors into that tight schedule. But you really just got to do it. You either got to do it, make the sacrifice and do it in those small times that you have, or you got to make the sacrifice and, put kind of money and stuff like that to the side. Maybe you got to quit your job altogether, or maybe you got to quit one of your jobs if you got multiple, or you got to quit school or something like that. I'm not encouraging anything like that, but I'm just saying, if that is what you have to do to pursue your dreams, pursue your creative endeavors, then sometimes that's just what you got to do. But yeah, sometimes you just got to make yourself happy. You got to trust the process. You got to trust your spirit. If that's what your spirit is telling you to do, you really got to trust your spirit. But yeah, it's a lot. It can be very difficult, and it can be very scary, more than difficult. And that's kind of the third point, is the fear. You got to let go of the fear. The fear is always going to hold you back, but the fear is not real. The fear seriously is not real. Like, I'm in nature, and I don't think anything out here is scared to grow. None of these trees were scared to grow. This grass wasn't scared to grow. I see an ant pile right there. They weren't scared to develop an ant pile, even though they know when the rain comes, it's gonna knock it down, or someone's gonna come through with their dog and step on it, or roll a ball and just destroy the ant pile. They're not scared to build. Nothing out here is scared to build. Nothing out here is scared to grow. I got this wicked forest behind me, and I just know none of it was scared to develop. It just chose to develop. You got so many different species of, plant life and, animal life that exists within there, and none of it is scared to exist together. None of it is scared to grow next to the other. There's no tree looking at another tree like, well, this tree is big and I'll never get that size, so I'm just not gonna grow. Like, they're just gonna grow anyway. I see a squirrel running by, and it's not scared to go and chase a nut, kind of pause. It's not scared to go and just roam through the forest. It's not worried about, are there predators in the forest? It knows there's predators in the forest. It's gonna keep an eye out, but at the end of the day, it's just trying to eat. Oh shit. God damn. Let me take a sip. Get out of my teeth. This is tea, by the way. This is not coffee. This is black tea with a mushroom blend in it, So don't get it twisted. Oh yeah. But damn, I was cooking. Anyway, moral of the story is, don't be scared to grow. Don't be scared to start. Don't be scared to put yourself out there. because the more you put yourself out there, it might be a little awkward, it might be a little strange at first. You're not gonna like your voice, you're not gonna like the way you look on camera, you're not gonna like your setup, but at the end of the day, you'll grow. You'll figure it out. You'll develop more of a passion for it. You'll get better at knowing what you want to say or knowing what you're trying to say. You'll have people just get used to seeing you. Then people will start asking for you. People will start, letting you know, hey, I really enjoyed that video when you're putting out the next one. Or I really enjoyed that that content that you posted. Like, I want to see you put out more. And that's always going to encourage you. That's always going to make you feel good just to have that one supporter, and that one supporter turn to two, and then that two turn to seven, that seven turn to, however many, so on. It's a slow grind. It's a slow build. And the process is what is actually going to bring that joy to your life. It's not going to be the day-to-day, oh, let me go to work, and oh, let me, go get this job where I can make $100,000 or $150,000, $200,000. Like, that's never gonna feed your soul unless that is, unless you're in an industry that you have always dreamed of being in. If you're a doctor, lawyer, and that's always what you wanted to be, then like that's okay. But I'm telling you, going to work and punching the clock is never gonna feed your spirit like the thing that when you close your eyes, you see yourself doing, the thing that when you were a kid, you saw yourself doing. But it always starts with putting yourself out there, Recognition does not come without the drawbacks. It does not come without, people, hating, people tearing you down. It doesn't come without that. But it's not a reason to avoid going after, the recognition or going after the dream. So yeah, we just gotta kind of go after it. Another thing that I wanted to touch on is finding free time. Of course, I said find time for yourself and find the free time to meditate and understand what it is that you want. But beyond that, finding free time to enjoy life, to explore, and to have fun. I'm a person who enjoys going out, and it's essentially doing nothing, but I like to go out and sit at a coffee shop or sit at a bar and drink wine and read my book, or not even read my book. Sometimes I'll watch a YouTube video. Sometimes I'll just do nothing. Sometimes I'll just sit at the bar or sit at a table, drink some wine, maybe have, like some finger food, a little appetizer or something. I like to just sit and do nothing, whether I'm by myself or I'm with a friend or, however you have it. I just like to sit and do nothing. I like to sit and people watch and observe. I like to go out and spend an hour and a half to 2 hours in a record store and just flip through records and then find random records and play it on the record player. Or I like to go thrifting and just roam around a thrift store for an hour and a half and just try stuff on and just, try to put outfits together or whatever, whether it's, for men or for women or whatever. But I'm definitely a person, or I like to take my camera. I'll go out and just shoot nature or shoot street photography, stuff like that. But finding free time to just explore yourself and find the things that you like to do. I would have never known that I like photography until me and my friend bought a camera and he left the camera with me. And during COVID, I had nothing to do, so I would just go out and shoot the empty streets. I thought that was cool. Oh, the streets are empty. Like, let me go and shoot the empty streets and kind of capture that barrenness, capture that just eeriness of just nobody being around, no cars driving, no one walking on the streets, like everyone just gone. And sooner or later, when people started to come out, I liked shooting the fact that people were back out. And I really just realized, damn, I actually enjoy shooting and I enjoy the ins and outs of photography, videography, stuff like that. So I would have never known that I actually like to do that until I just did it, just randomly. just at will. And that was because I had the free time. That was because I had nothing to do. That was because I was bored and in the house. So I figured, what can I do? To go along with being bored and sitting in the house, sometimes you got to be bored for long enough to just go try random shit. And when you try random shit, you start to be like, okay, I like this. Nah, that's boring. That's whatever. I don't like this. Just try different random shit. Try wine. I try wine just randomly. My mom always liked wine, but I tried wine just because I was like, I want to try something other than liquor. I want to try something other than a cocktail or a mixed drink. So let me try wine. Let me try beer. And that's actually my favorite. I love wine. I love beer. So I love tea. I tried tea on a whim because I don't like coffee, but I wanted something to drink in the morning. So I tried tea on a whim. Just random stuff, even down to style, like trying to just style yourself in different ways. Oh, let me buy this shoe, and then I gotta buy the jeans to go with the shoe, and then I gotta buy the top to go with the jeans to go with the shoe. Let me try this random piece of jewelry here. Let me try this hairstyle. Just try to figure yourself out. We're young, we have nothing but time, but we get so caught up in the hustle and the daily grind that life becomes so mundane, it becomes boring. When I talk to a lot of my friends, we all have the same experience in the fact of, life it kind of sucks right now. It's kind of miserable, but like, eventually I'm gonna get to a point in my career where, I'm making good money and I can maybe slow down and kind of, no, that's not how it works. How you start is how you finish. So if I'm already living life grinding day to day, in 20, 30 years from now, I'm still going to be living life grinding day to day. It's never going to get to a point where I just figure it out and then I just, I'm able to slow it down and actually now I can start living. Once it's in you, it's in you. So I feel like you got to make the conscious effort to start now. Just start living now. Like, who cares? Who cares about the money? Who cares about who cares about the money? And I know that might be kind of a privileged thing to say. Maybe I'm in a position where I don't have to worry about making tons of money to survive. Just I have enough to survive. But just think about it. Just think about it. Really assess your life and really understand what it takes to survive, and understand, is what you're doing to survive actually necessary, or maybe are you overdoing it just a little bit? Are you a little bit fearful and you think you need this much to survive when you really only need this much to survive? And find somewhere to exist in the middle. Maybe you don't have to work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week to survive. Maybe you can work 5 days a week. Maybe you can work 8 hours a day. Maybe you can work 9 hours a day for 6 days and you can have 1 day to yourself. Just kind of, sometimes you can make that compromise. But yeah, you definitely need time for yourself. You need time to figure yourself out. So that's kind of the basis of what I wanted to speak on today. Get you some free time to sit with yourself and understand yourself, then expand on that free time and go explore yourself actually out into the world. Go figure out what you like to do. Go watch a movie by yourself. Go eat lunch or dinner or brunch by yourself. Just go walk around with no plans and just see where your body takes you. Sometimes that works too. I won't have any plans. I just drive to the city. Once I drive to the city, you start looking for a place to park. So it's like, okay, where's the nearest this? Oh, where's the nearest record store? Where's the nearest park? I'm gonna park there. And then from there, you kind of just walk and mosey around and just figure out what it is that you like to do. Wander into a record store, wander into a bookstore, wander into a thrift store or any type of clothing store. Go find you a strip with just a bunch of little cell phone boutiques or something like that, and just kind of figure out what it is that you like. If you like to go play soccer, like go play soccer and kick the ball by yourself. If you like to play basketball, like go find an empty court and just dribble and shoot. You never know. You might find somebody there you might could, relate to. But just gotta go find little places. If you like to listen to music, go find you a little day bar where they got a DJ playing some music. You know, you can have you a drink and just sit and chop it up with someone at the bar. Also, don't be afraid to talk to strangers. Like, I've been talking to strangers a whole lot lately. I've been going to bars, sitting at the bar, and, you know, just find someone there. It could be someone in their 40s, 50s. It could be someone in their 20s, 30s. It could be, you know, a woman. It could be, you know, just whatever it is. Like, just go and chop it up with them, or like a random friend that you maybe don't know that well, but y'all been talking about kind of hanging out and kicking it. Like, just peep their vibe, go hang out, go kick it with them, see what they on, you know. That's just what I've been on lately, just kind of exploring and discovering. I'm in that phase of my life to where I don't necessarily like being a slave, a workhorse all day, every day. So I'm like, let me figure out what I can do to kind of make life fun, to kind of just enjoy it, because no one wants to sit around and work all day, every day. You know, we got to find a way to get out of this loop, get out of this mentality. And let me know if that resonates with you. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for being here for me in this journey and just kind of watching it all go down. I promise this will get a little more polished. This will get better, but this is how you start. You know, it ain't about how you start. It's a matter of just starting. And it ain't about how you start. It's about how you finish. And so sooner or later, we will make our way. We will find our way, rather. But yeah, that's really all I got to say. You know, cheers. Guess I could kind of show y'all the fit a little bit. Oh. Ah, man. Sitting on that ground. Got my ass numb. But you know, it's a little something. We went Celine jeans, cowboy boots, you know, black tee, nothing crazy, you know, nothing crazy. This just a little, I woke up and put this on, kind of fit. Figured I would put something on that actually can work with nature. Can actually bode well with being out here. The grass is a little wet. It's been raining for the past like 6 days. So it's wet and it's muddy. But we finally got some sun. So I figured I would come outside. I figured I would strap on the boots and come talk my shit. So, God bless.